Yesterday I did a video on the top 5 Armour RC cars. Today's video is about the top 5 Traxxas RC cars. Just my opinion. You are welcome to have your say on yours in the comment section below the video. And what is at number 1? Well, you'll have to wait and see, but it may surprise you because it's not necessarily going to be the number 1 that you think it is. But I will explain my reasoning behind the choice of all these cars along the way. Now, I've either owned or driven pretty much every car out there in the Traxxas range, so I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about on these. 1 or 2 curveballs maybe on their way, but as I say, we'll explain the logic behind them. So let's get right down to it with my top 5 Traxxas RC cars. And at number 5 we have...
And straight in at number 5 we have the first Richie curveball. It's the Traxxas Fiesta ST Rally. To my mind, this is one of the best handling cars that Traxxas build. Straight out the box, it is no rocket ship, I warn you. But this car is purely about the handling on here. And the modifications you can do to this, yours truly is running one of these currently on 8S. I would say it's probably the second best car I've ever taken to the skate park. As you will see, Traxxas have highlighted this feature about it in their video online. The thing is absolutely awesome. The balance both on the ground and in the air, absolutely sublime. And as I say, it will take a huge amount of power in terms of upgrades. I'm currently running mine on 8S. Okay, that price at $289, and you might be thinking, well, it's just like a Traxxas / 4x4 Richie, nothing to shout about there. It sits nearly an inch lower than a Traxxas / 4x4, and you can fit a 4S brushless setup to it, stuck out the box, and all of the plastic drive shafts, etc. will handle full bore launchers, which makes me wonder, are Traxxas going to drop that 4S max power plant into this car? I am thinking, quite possibly, that is the next Traxxas release we might see. Have your say in the comment section below this video. $289 from Traxxas, constantly out of stock, and the thing sells very, very well. And if you drive one, you'll know why. Or check it out on A-Main, where you can pick it up for just $20 less at $269.95. Link to it below the video. So what's the number 4? Well, that would be the eRevo 2.0 VXL. And you kind of need to think of this as Traxxas' answer to the Armour Creighton 6S. The thing is an absolute beast to drive. 70 miles an hour pretty much straight out of the box. Nice wide stance. It's not like the Max where it tips over from side to side. This thing sits very nice in relation to its track width and wheelbase length on there, making it handle super stable at extremely high speed. Self-righting mechanism included, 6S power included, so it is up there on a comparable power level to the Armour Creighton 6S as an example. Metal gears and drive shafts all round on there. There is a lot to like about this. $599.99, so it's certainly comparable to the Armour on there, and there are plenty of great videos on the Traxxas website which will show you some of this car's potential. The thing is absolutely awesome. Sold mine a little while ago, and it's kind of one of those cars which you kind of sell and then you might regret selling. So if you buy one, plan on keeping it, but the handling on the thing, absolutely second to none. And why is that handling so good? Well, it has got the inboard suspension on it. Traxxas had a bit of a falling out with Armour. That is not what this video is about. What makes it handle so very, very well is keeping the weight down in the chassis by having that inboard suspension on here. And Traxxas do this great little slider thing on here, which you can look at every single part of the drivetrain, getting the details by clicking on these little yellow spots on here. Anyway, at $599.99 for a 70 mile an hour monster truck, which is well up there with the likes of Armour, I would highly recommend this one, which is why it's at position number 4. And speaking of that price point, you can pick it up from A-Main for 20 bucks less at $579.95. Link to it below the video. So what's the number 3?
And if you like,
just remember, guys,
and if you like what you see today, guys,
don't forget to subscribe. And that would be the seemingly humble Traxxas Vortec 2.0 VXL. Comes complete with all of the electrics, but you will need your own body, batteries, and charger to go with it. You get the awesome 3,500 kV Valenian ESC motor, etc. It does 70 miles an hour pretty much straight out of the box with anybody on there. However, with a very nominal amount of work, you will be pushing this thing into the high 90s, if not over 100, just with that stock Volinian motor, simply by re-gearing it. The aftermarket parts for this thing are just mind-blowing. You can virtually buy one-to-one gearing from Hot Racing on here and fit them to the car and just use stupid fast speeds. I would highly recommend the GPM bracers. One of the things this car has is the death wobble, where people maybe overpower it, be stupid and fit, say, like a 6S motor without paying any attention to the suspension on air at all. If you do that, it is going to end up in tears. If you tune the stock setup, the stock suspension on air, this is one of the best handling, ready-to-run cars out there for the money. $375.99 seems quite a bit. Bear in mind, with nominal effort, you are going to be able to push this thing to the high 90s, if not over 100 miles an hour. Now, why do I love mine so much? Because on my Traxxas Fall 2.0 VXL, got it dialed in with a TSM, the suspension geometry set up, and in drag racing, I can give it full throttle off the line, and the thing just goes in a straight line off like a rocket, and it will quite often beat 6S and 8S cars. So that is why we like the Traxxas Fall 2.0 VXL so much. $375.99 at Traxxas, but just $349.95 at A Main. I'm actually sat here thinking that is that cheap. I should go and buy a second one of these because I love mine so much. But anyway, what's at number 2? What's at number 1? Maybe not what you're thinking about, guys and girls. And at number 2, we have the Traxxas XMax. Second Richie curveball of this video. Who thought that was going to be at number 1? Now, if you're wondering what's at number 1, you're going to need to keep watching. 8S power, 50 mile an hour plus. The thing is a joy to drive. Now, I test drove one the first week they came out from F&M Hobbies in back in New Jersey. However, it was a little bit high price. It was new to the market. Was it going to be the dog's you-know-whats? It certainly was, because the 8S XMax is the ultimate basher to my mind. As Kevin Tolbert has shown time and again, I think it's just about indestructible. Just stupid air you can get off this thing. Now, Traxxas put out some stunning videos, which I'll leave you to look through in your own time on here. And once again, on the Traxxas website, they have these little great sliders, and you can click through on all of the points on here, and it will tell you more information about the car, waterproof from the start, etc, etc. Whole host of photos. I'm sure the 8S XMax does not need any further introduction. Now, I'm not going to go on about the 8S XMax too much because it's like so familiar to everybody. $929 from Traxxas, but just $899.95 from Aiming Hobbies. Link to it below the video. So what on earth is at number 1? And at number 1 in my top 5 of Traxxas RC cars, it is the TRX Fall. It says it all at the bottom. Take the path less travelled. When Traxxas came out with this, people just laughed at it. Traxxas crawler, it's an absolute joke. I got one of the first ones of these in North America, and the abuse I got from people online, simply staggering. It's just ridiculous. Traxxas coming out with a crawler, F this, be that, whatever, on that. And then within 2 months, the whole world had changed. Predominantly because this thing has portal axles, giving you an inch of travel more than any other equivalent crawler. Other manufacturers have subsequently come out with portal axles on RC cars, and Traxxas hasn't sued them. So what is there to love about this thing? Heavy duty steel frame rails, adjustable wheelbase, although it does come with a gorgeous Land Rover Defender body, now available in blue as well as red. All the wire retainers, not quite sure on that thing. Dual fit battery tray, so you can fit a low profile pack in there to keep the centre of gravity down. What is there to love about this? Straight out of the box, it's got a 2-speed gearbox, which is switchable from the transmitter. You can lock and unlock the rear diffs from the transmitter, giving it a capability that others before and since have only dreamed about. Okay, so what is there to love about this? Well, the portal axles will basically give you the feeling that your car is driving on tyres that are an inch bigger than it actually is. And if you want to see more, then check out the videos on the Traxxas website where this thing shows you its capabilities, including its hill climbing, which is just absolutely ridiculous. As I say, people laughed at this crawler when it first came out. Traxxas coming out with a crawler, no joke to my mind. The electronics, the performance of the thing, absolutely sublime, and more upgraded parts available out there in the market than you could, use that Richie phrase, shake a stick at. And check out the waterproof electrics on there and the crawling ability. For all of these reasons, this is why this is my number one Traxxas RC car. The thing absolutely outstanding, blew people away on its launch. Were people laughing at Traxxas? They ain't laughing no more. That is why it is my number one Traxxas RC car. And if you are an Axel fan, you're thinking maybe the Traxxas TRX4 doesn't have dig. I would be almost certain the next variant of the TRX4 is going to come out with dig included with it. And if you want even more grip, then I would highly recommend the TRX6. The TRX6 takes grip, watch this, to a whole new level. And if you want even more grip, even more crawling ability, then you can get the Traxxas TRX4 equipped with tracks, which will mean it will crawl over pretty much anything you can wish for. And the TRX4 is between $469 and $499 from Traxxas, or just $459.95 from a main. Link to it below the video.
So, I bet a lot of people were thinking the XMax is going to be number one on the list. It is a cracking car. I love mine to bits, and I wish I'd bought mine a lot earlier than I had. However, TRX4, I think for the time, it was an absolute game changer. The TRX6 just added to that brand on there. People, when Traxxas first brought out a crawler, people were laughing. When I first had one, people were just laughing at me. They thought it was hysterically. 2 months later on, the same people were raving on about the thing, saying, "Oh Rich, you've not done this mod, you've not done that mod, why haven't you done that?" But as I say, those same people when it first came out were simply falling around laughing. They are laughing no more, and that is why the Traxxas TRX4 is my number one Traxxas RC car. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you see today, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.
Well, thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video, and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.